What happens if you're in math and you fall behind? Now, sometimes it's not your fault. You were sick and you missed some school. You were part of a sports team and you were away at a tournament. You moved, and now this new school they teach stuff in a different order, or there was something from 2 years ago and you forgot. Regardless of why it happened, it is a very hard problem to fix because math is a cumulative subject. We basically expect you not to forget anything you've been taught ever. I mean, the super basics, like where you add three-digit numbers, where you line up the decimal place and carry the one, that becomes not important because a calculator can do that. And in high school, we generally care more about the concept, so 90% of the numbers in all the questions are smaller than 20 anyway. But basically, from the start of grade 7, it's basically you need to know all of it all the time. I try as often as possible here to put little cards in the corner. So if I'm using something from an earlier lesson, I link to that lesson so you can pause and click and see what was going on if you're staring at the screen going, wait, what? The other thing is to do something about the problem quickly. The longer you wait, the worse it gets. And I know it feels awful not knowing stuff that other people around you know. So find ways to ask for help that are safe. Teachers are around after school, at lunch. Be honest, but be specific. Take out the page that you were copying in class and say, here, I have no idea what this is. The hardest part about having something you don't know or forgot is you don't know, which means you don't know what the thing you're missing is called, so you can't go look it up. So you need that extra person, which is either going to be a teacher or a tutor or a parent that still remembers their high school math. They need to tell you. I mean, if you have a friend that you trust and you won't feel bad asking them, great. But I know how unpleasant that, I feel dumb feeling gets. So I'm trying to suggest ways that don't turn your stomach inside out. Now, once you know what it is that you need to work on, usually it's easier. Maybe there's a lesson here on this site or a section of the textbook that you can find questions to practice. And by practice, I don't mean, just looking at it. You actually want to find 5, 10, 15 questions you can actually do yourself. And I know that takes time. So out of your already busy schedule, with all the homework from every other subject, there's now more homework you have to do. But doing it sooner rather than later is a better way to fix it because it will just be even harder later on. But let me add this so you feel a little bit better about the process of asking for help. That bit of self-reflection where you realize there is something that I should know but I don't and I need help, taking that initiative to ask is something that teachers absolutely love to see. And it also has practical benefits beyond the fact that you'll be getting more questions right. Let's say there's a question on a test that you're not quite right, and the teacher has to decide, do they get 2.5 out of 3? 2.5 out of 4, or 3 out of 4? Well, they're more likely to give you the slightly higher one because now they know that you care. Plus, you've also, listened to everything else that I've said in this playlist. So when you go for help, they're seeing your binder that's nice and organized with good handwriting, diagrams with rulers. They will recognize that effort. Because, as I've said before, when we look at math, we're less interested in the genius kid that sits for 10 seconds doing mental math before shouting, it's 5.2. We care more about the nicely organized set of steps that works through it in the right order to get the answer. So if you're behind, it's not the end of the world, but please, you really want to admit it, at least to yourself, and really try and do something about it quickly. And I mean, sure, I guess this would be a good place for a shameless plug saying, I know a great math tutor, but I also want you to know, you can work on fixing the problem, and you might be able to get it solved even faster than I could.